A lot of life lessons can be likened unto swimming. To really emphasize this, I wanted to immerse you guys in the swimming experience. Now, can you guess what I'm wearing under my robe? I want to compare two different experiences I had at the 2026 4A State Championships. On the first day, I competed in 4 events, which included both the 500-yard freestyle, which looks like this, and the 200-yard freestyle relay, where everyone swims 2 laps, okay? That one looks like this. All right. I had worked for 3 seasons to get myself to this point, spending over 500 hours in the pool. I swam my 2 laps in the relay, hit the wall, and thought, that's it? All of that for 23 seconds of holding my breath. Fast forward to the second day of state, where it was my privilege to swim the 500 again after making it to the finals. This was my last individual race of high school. I had hyped myself up about this race so much to the point that once I dove in and started my 20 laps, all I wanted to do was swim fast. After about 200 yards, which is 8 laps, I started to feel tired, realizing I had made a mistake in my pacing. I later found out that in those first 200 yards, I actually beat my personal record for the 200 freestyle event. What came next was decidedly the most excruciating experience of my life. I could distinctly feel every primary muscle, calves, quads, glutes, lats, chest traps, deltoids, triceps, biceps, and forearms, all burning. What was worse, though, was my core and lungs, which with every moment felt like they would cave in. Because this is distance swimming, all of this is constant. But this was my last race. I kept pushing harder through those 3-ish minutes until finally I hit the wall on my 20th lap. Clinging to the wall in order to stay afloat, finally, after several moments, I looked up to see my time. I had beaten my 16-second PR from the day before by another 2 seconds. I finished that race feeling good that I would never have to swim it again. Let's compare my experience at State Swim to our future. As we continue into this next epic of our lives, I want to emphasize the importance of choosing goals that you know will make you feel satisfied. Pick the harder event, even the excruciating, so that whatever happens, when you're done, you know you gave everything. Decide now that you're not going to look around at what everyone else is doing. That way, when your moment comes, you don't say, that's it, or wonder, what if, ... This class is filled with remarkable people, and we've done some legendary things. However, high school is only the exposition, not the climax. All right. Some of you know my kid brother, Calvin. He's very wise. His biggest insult for someone who's bothering him is, you're the kind of person who peaked in high school. In my opinion, the worst feeling isn't sadness, anger, fear, or grief. It's regret. Regret comes when you don't succeed in a situation, even when you do have control. Now, there's one last crucial detail to factor in. If there's anything I've learned to this point, it's that there is no goal, accomplishment, status that will end all of your stress. Not a state record, not a scholarship, not becoming valedictorian, or getting to the top school. Whatever you're working toward won't end in perpetual relaxation. Our lives are too complex for one thing to make all other responsibilities die off. We must set goals that push us, but should never sacrifice our relationships along the way. Let me describe some of the relationships that made reaching my goals worthwhile. Rocky Stout became a top 3 science Sterling Scholar. That puts him in the top 0.1% of all Sterling Scholars in the Wasatch Front, effectively beating me and pretty much every other Sterling Scholar you know. Zane Biesinger carried the Stansbury swim team for 3 years until we trained a relay, which broke a school record before even going to state. The class of 2026 is full of legends who deserve a shout out. On that record-setting relay team was also Gunnar Sedgwick. He deserves the opportunity to explain his relationship with beef and cheese, so please ask him about it. Another graduating swim team member is Seth Caldwell, who in a race to see who could swim the slowest, pulled behind by learning how to swim backwards, fooling me into touching the wall and beating me at the last moment of the race. Tennis icons include Nathan Winder, who usurped the top varsity singles spot, kept it for the entire year, and proved himself Stansbury's best player. We also experienced the phenomenon of Dax Cruzman. You know the flowers on each table in Chick-fil-A? Well, he walked up to a table of strangers and asked, "Are you going to eat that?" and pointed to the flower. Following the astonishing looks of the innocent customers, Dax bent down, chomped the entire head of the flower off, and walked out before anyone could know the better. Let's remember a couple other notable things from our time at Stansbury High. Ballroom received recognition at D1 Nationals. That's insane. Ben Plone and Clint Gull absolutely destroyed in wrestling. There was that new phone policy last year that helped us really focus in class. Do you guys remember the new tardy policy? Well, I don't, but I heard it was awesome. Anyway, these are all some really awesome things, and I take it as a sign that this class is full of people who are going to accomplish unprecedented feats and have a great time doing it. This is only the warm-up for our 500 freestyle, so let's get to it. I would like to conclude with one last detail. Truth is, I am Iron Man.